How to buy a good golf cart. Now, I am no expert in the field, but I have been around golf carts since basically before I was born. I've rented them for 5 years and I have been selling them for 2. So I'm just gonna share with you my opinions on how to buy a good used golf cart. Nothing in this video is financial advice. Now, when it comes to buying a good golf cart, it's really not that complicated. Now, when it comes to used golf carts, I have a little list. That way I didn't forget anything. Number 1, rust. No matter if it's gas or electric that you're buying, make sure checking under the front seat or get under the golf cart. Either way, look at the frame. See if it has rust. If it has a lot of rust and if it's really rotted brown, that rusty brown, I recommend you don't get that golf cart simply because no matter what, if something was to break in that frame, a frame is not something that you can replace. Batteries, lights, wheels, you can replace all that stuff. A frame, you can't. You'll find these golf carts around coastal areas. So if you're buying a golf cart, for example, in a beach town, I live in Texas. If someone was to sell a golf cart in Port A or South Padre, I'm wary about buying it simply because it's for sure gonna be rusty because of all of the humidity down there. And also all the sand and everything like that. It's not normal conditions down there. If it has a super rusty frame, stay away from it. 2, gas versus electric, power and hills. Now let's talk about hills, power and hills. When it comes to gas and electric golf carts, take this as a rule with many exceptions. First topic, gas. If the gas golf cart was maintained properly, it should be powerful enough to get you and whoever else is on the cart up the hill. Fuel injected gas golf cart, definitely. That is powerful. Now let's talk about electric golf carts. 36 volt, maybe, if maintained properly and with healthy batteries. 48 volt, more likely, if the batteries were maintained properly. I don't know much about lithium batteries. 36 volt with upgrades to it, such as an AC motor or a speed shift. Depending on the installation, it should be powerful enough to get you up the hill. Same as 48 volt. Now, how you test this is always get in the golf cart and then make sure that it seems powerful enough to even suit your neighborhood if it's hilly or not. I have seen many gas carts that are very weak, and I've seen many electric carts that are very fast. In fact, the fastest golf cart I've ever been on could have hit 40, but it was too scary. I started wobbling, and it's not safe to even go that fast on a golf cart. But it was electric, and I believe it was 36 volt, upgraded of course, but that's why I'm telling you that you should get in it and make sure that it drives good. Numbers aren't everything, and neither are labels. Understanding voltage in electric golf carts. Each battery is 6 volt or 8 volt. And so that can mean that usually with electric golf carts, it's either 36 volt or 48 volt. Sometimes they come in 42, but that's another story. And so how you check this is that each battery has these little caps on it. Just call each cap 2 volts. So if a battery has got 3 caps, that means it's 6 volt. And if there is 6 batteries in there, that means it's 6 times 6 volt batteries. So that means it's 36 volt. Checking if it was maintained. Electric golf carts. How to check if they're good batteries. Whenever you open the batteries, for one, check the wires in between, make sure that they're not fully melted, and make sure that the connections between each battery is not full of corrosion. Or not corrosion, what's the word? I think it is corrosion. Yeah. That means that it was not very well taken care of. Second thing, those caps that I was telling you about, somehow take them off. Either you unscrew them one by one, or they're all connected by this huge handle, so then twist that huge handle. But either way, take it off, look on the inside, and then you will see this cardboard looking stuff, and then you will see water above it. If there is not water above the cardboard, it means that it was dehydrated and that the owner did not take any good care of the batteries, and now the batteries have depleted a lot of their life left. If the golf cart is dry, that means that it won't run, or if it does, barely. Gas golf carts. When it comes to a gas golf cart, seeing if it was well maintained, ask the owner if they did oil checks. Whatever they say, still check it anyway. Whatever golf cart you decide to get, research the make and model and how to change oil on that golf cart. Check if the engine is clean. If it's full of dirt and Mother Nature, then watch out. And then if there's anything loose in there, also watch out for that too. All golf carts. Of course, there's other things. For example, if it's missing a wheel, but that's not very common. Other telltale factors about how well it was maintained. Check the plastic body on the outside. Check to see if there's faded paint or scratched body. Check the seats. If it's a common color throughout the whole seat, meaning that there's no stains, that's a good sign. If it's full of like stains and it looked like Mother Nature just got a hold of it, don't be surprised if the rest of the cart has low water in the batteries or that they're full of rust. Check the condition of the tires, whether or not it's fully bald or has still some life left. Tires matter, but they don't matter too much simply because golf carts aren't like 70 mile an hour going vehicles. You're going 20 miles an hour, usually tops, and maybe more than that if you want to modify it, which is very common. You're not going to be going that fast. These things aren't that important, but if anything, you can calculate the value with it. What matters most is that the inners are healthy and that it runs well. While you're driving it, make sure it doesn't rattle. One thing that you could do is hold the frame, and then while the golf cart is in park, shake it ferociously. And if it doesn't make a sound, that means that it has good bushings in it. It's a healthy suspension. If you're rattling it and it makes a bunch of scrapes and loud squeaks and everything like that, that's probably the bushings or something that isn't helping with the suspension. Yeah, that is important, but that's like bushings. Those are $50 and they're really easy to replace. In fact, there's YouTube videos. You can just type in how to replace bushings. Easy fix. Maintenance and long-term use. Electric golf carts. Maintenance with electric golf carts. Remember those capsules that we just talked about on the battery? You're going to have to keep those batteries full, about the level that was in that video, with distilled water. Check it about every month or every other month or so. That will actually keep off a lot of the corrosion that could arise if you fill it up with distilled water. But if there is corrosion, you can get anti-corrosion spray, and then you could just spray it on there and then it removes it. Keep the screws tight on the battery. Believe it or not, just little screws like that can stop a golf cart from running, and then you freak out and it's really just like a little loose screw. Another thing, just to keep it clean, just to keep the debris off, you can power wash it, only from a distance though. That way you don't hardcore wash delicate cables and then something gets damaged. So if you decide to power wash, make sure it's from a distance. Same with the gas cart. Don't let the batteries run to dead every time. As soon as you get done using it, or every day that you use it, plug it in. If you keep on running batteries dead, it will deplete the life of the batteries over time. So just always keep it charged, similar to what you're about to hear about the gas. Gas golf carts. The gas golf cart and the maintenance, you're gonna have to do oil changes. At the most, change the oil every 6 months, but really keep it from that. Maybe do it every 4, probably 5. Check it every 2 weeks just to make sure. Keep the engine clean with power washing, like I said, from a distance. That way you don't damage anything. By keeping the engine clean, you can essentially prevent dust and dirt building up, which can then clog certain areas that keep the golf cart going. If you want to power wash it, make sure that the engine is cooled down. Don't power wash it whenever it's really hot just after use. And keep those cables and screws tight. If you see something that's loose, screw it back in. I don't know if this is defined as maintenance, but try not to run the golf cart on empty. Try to keep it full all the time. Don't let it get past 25%. This can just damage the engine as it could any other gas vehicle. Extra stuff. How to replace golf cart batteries. Whenever it comes to an electric golf cart, if you want to replace the thing that makes it go, which is the batteries, you can replace them at Costco. I just did it the other day. You essentially just open the hood, look at it from up top. You should probably take a picture of it and then remove the wires and then remove the batteries, and then you put the batteries back in the same way that the old batteries were, and then you put the wires back on and you screw them in. It's really it. The only hard part about the batteries is that they're heavy, but use this. And before you start switching batteries, put the golf cart in tow mode. The switch is under the seat. Unless you wanna... And wear gloves too, why not? That's really it. Gas, it is possible to get an engine swap, but that is harder and it costs more money. I don't know how to do an engine swap, but be careful. I know someone on the inside of a very big dealership in my area, and they replace whole engines on something that only needs one part fixed. Did I go over everything? I hope so. It's a game of pluses and minuses, and there is no black and white answer with this stuff. Look at a golf cart for your needs and whether or not this golf cart can suit your needs. Anyways, I hope that you liked the video. If I helped, cool. I don't know how to do these. Okay, see you later. Bye-bye.